Alright, hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to install speakers on a Honda Civic 2006 to 2015 and Acura CSX. It all applies the same thing. So first things first, you would want to prepare your speakers. As you may notice, any speakers you buy, they don't come with wires on here. So either you buy it from a website I think a Cluster Field or something like that. They come with adapters, but if you don't have the adapters, because I bought them used, you'll have to solder your own wires. So after that, we can connect them and then remove the connector and twist the wires together. But as you can see now, there's no wires, so we'll have to solder our own wires. Alright, so usually when you buy these speakers used, they never come with connectors for your proper car. So we'll have to do our own soldering. If you don't do the soldering, it's okay. There's no problem for that. You can just, put your wire here. There's a little hole usually for these connectors, for the speaker connectors, and then you just twist it as much as possible. I would do a very long cable and then twist a lot of it. But if you have access to soldering, why not do it? I usually twist it like this, and then I use a pair of pliers to ensure that there's a very good contact. Like this. You see? It's properly done. Twist it with the pliers, it's much easier. And then you do the same thing for the other side. There's always a hole you'll notice for you to insert. And then do your best to twist with some pair of pliers like this. I'm trying to really ensure the contacts like this. So like I said, if you don't have solder, it's okay. There's no problem about it. If you don't have solder, it's ready to buy the connectors, or you can always buy at the electronic store the connectors to plug into these kind of connectors, but these are as tight as possible already. If you don't have solder, or you don't want to buy a what's it called, the connectors, the wires, solder the wires, this is the best way to do it. As you can see, it's as tight as it gets for what it is. And then well, if you don't have, it's okay, I have a thermal paste which help solderings. Never soldered, so all you do is you just apply where you put your tip on where you want to solder first, and then after a little bit you start putting some solder, because after applying heat it's going to start melting easily the weld, and it's gonna try to stick as good as possible. I usually put a lot for the speakers because I want to ensure there's a good contact. Okay, that's very tight. You can just see it. Then, like, same place, apply with the tip where you want to solder first, and then start putting the soldering. Alright, so here I'm using a plastic prier made for plastic panels to remove them much easily without breaking the panels or plastics. If you don't have a plastic prier, you can always use a screwdriver and then tape around it. So this way you're protecting the plastic panel, and then you can still pry without breaking it. And because these plastics are very cheap, it's a Honda or Toyota, whatever. That's why you have to use these kind of tape around it to ensure that you're not breaking the plastics tabs. Okay, so there's two connectors on the control panel for the driver's side. After that, there's two screws, Phillips number 2, which you have to remove. And behind this door lever, you'll find that there's a little plastic trim that you'll have to remove it with a very small flathead. After removing the plastic, it will reveal the necessary Phillips to remove.
Yeah, as you can see here. And there's also a little plastic tab there, so you have to force away, you have to pry it out as well, but mine it doesn't have. So there's 2 screws to remove. One here and another here, which is revealed by removing the control panel for the driver's seat for the windows. Okay, so I started prying from the inside for the door panel. I tried from the other side, but it was much harder. You really have to pry very hard if the panel has never been removed. Don't worry about breaking anything because they are very heavy duty. Those pins that locks into your true door. And don't forget, you really have to pry hard. With this plastic prier, I was almost unable to pry out, but I was okay. Don't be scared to break anything. Like I said, those pins are very heavy duty. Okay, so after prying all around the door panel, you'll be able to lift it up very easily, like this. There you go. And then there'll be cable for you to remove as well for the door locks. Okay,
after so much effort taking it out, the panel, it's very easy. You just pry it. Don't worry about the tabs; they're very heavy duty. Just have to remove the locks, cable right here. Just take it out. Here it's disconnected. Take it out here. Okay, so let's remember this one here, which has one foam goes to the top and the 2 foam goes to the bottom, so we don't mix them up. If using your fingers doesn't work, just use a fillet to pry out the cables. Just don't forget to not break the tabs. You can simply remove it. Here, that's one thing. And then we got some more connectors. Another one, and we're done. And we're done. The whole panel has been taken out. After that, there's only one little bolt right here, the fillet. So stupid, my speaker was like glued or like kind of stuck on the door panel, so I had to pry it out. And then you have to remove the connector right here. Okay, this is the reason why my speakers doesn't work. I think there's water inside the connectors. It's probably been shorted out and this speaker is no longer good. We're just gonna replace it. It's too bad. Okay, so I have no choice to cut the connector right here. Since we can't go back anymore, I destroyed the other pair of speakers, and I think it was due to humidity. And once again, this is very useful when you have the wire stripper. So it's about 0.8 millimeters for the connectors, for the wires. Okay, so let's guess. Let's guess is if the brown is the light blue and the green is the positive. So we're going to twist our wires like this. So this is not final, okay guys? I'm just testing it to make sure it works or not. So we're going to put our key on ignition and see if it works. Ah, it works. Cool. Okay, so because I didn't use the conventional speakers made for this car, I'll have to use some duct tape and some glue in order to properly fit my speaker. This is what happens when you don't buy the correct stuff, so I'll have to use my own skills. So you can see here, I'm able to glue this part, and this part, so there's no problem there. It's not the end of the world. So at least it tells you, it gives you an idea if you don't buy the right speakers for this particular car, what will happen. At least you know what's the outcome. Don't worry about it, it's very ugly, to be honest. Like, after putting back the panel, you won't even see it. So does it really matter? Not really. And after the glue dries, it's gonna be super tight. So the goop is actually a silicone-based silicone glue, which is very good. I know it's very ugly right now, but after you put back the panel, we won't even see a difference. So let's give the speakers another try to make sure they do work before we put back.
Attention, she praises.
Very nice.
She prays to be sculpted by the sculptor.
Very nice sound compared to the stock one.
Like this shining, deeper than the eyes can find it. Baby, we're made of blind souls. She tries to cover up her pain and cut her woes away.
Not bad.
This cover girls don't cry.
Start putting back the panel. You see here, this goes over the edge. And start putting back the connectors as well, same time. Okay, so I'm clicking back. The one with two foams goes to the bottom. And there's actually some plastic. Oops, I kind of unlocked it. So just carefully put this back into the hole, and then there's like a bracket for it to fit.